and then there are the different like parts of the show. All right, for those of you playing along at home, homework due this weekend, ski club people, you know, yada yada. We did a Desmos today, so the reason this video is going to be so short is we did Desmos. We're going to talk about the mastery, but I think I'm going to do it on paper just so we can actually highlight and underline. And the first thing we're going to highlight that I highlighted on a lot of your papers, labels matter. So if as you look through your test, and by the way, when I switched to orange, I just sat back down at my desk and accidentally grabbed my orange pen. There's no reason for switching from pink to orange in my grading. It just happened because I sat down and grabbed the wrong pen. So if, hey, you need to be listening now. If you have off to the side of any problem, L question mark, no, I'm not calling you a loser. Unless you want to go ahead and infer that losers don't use labels. But what that means is you have some sort of labeling issue. No naked numbers. Because circumference would get the label of feet versus area would get the label of feet squared.
See, sir, I know my naked numbers.
Number 2, we only want to drill this hole to the center of the earth. And if you're only going from the edge of the earth to the center, is that radius or diameter?
Radius.
That's radius. Because the earth is round and we go here, that's radius. Down here, the biggest issue I saw was working part C backwards. So guys, my advice, if you need to redo this, is on your revision paper, we know area equals pi times radius squared. We know the area because they told us. We know pi is 3.14. So we can work our way back to radius squared. And then from there, you should be able to figure out, well, what number, when squared, would make that. And then, guys, you can always double check once you have your diameter. And, guys, I left these pictures here in case you wanted to, like, draw on the picture. So with my diameter of 19, you could have in the picture drawn, oh, yeah, that radius. Sorry, diameter of 18, the radius would be 9. Right? If the diameter is 18, the radius would be 9. Questions on 1, 2, 3. Guys, this is going to be corrections again. Like, I thought about doing a separate progression to mastery, but I'd rather you actually go back and look at the mistakes you made and me not give you the answers. Some mistakes here. Well, first off, check, are you thinking about circumference or are you thinking about area? I see people still looking at their computer and I realize maybe I didn't pause that yet. Because I should probably pause it to make you stop doing things. Coiled into 3 circles. You can't just say, yes, it'll reach or no, it won't. Guys, that's a 50-50 guess. I need some sort of justification for why. You can't... Still getting over that crappy cough. You can't just say yes or no. I need some kind of justification. This pizza problem actually comes back in the future of the test. When we're talking about eating pizza, I don't care what sort of fancy pants stuffed crust it is. Are you only going to eat the crust of the pizza? No. So what are we talking about here if we're talking about the entire size of the pizza? Area. This is an area problem. And we are comparing purchasing 2 smalls, which, yeah, would be like $14, or just a large, which would be 15. So, I mean, if they're really close when you figure out the areas, maybe you only want to spend 14. But if they're not really close, you got to figure out what's the better deal. In 6, I think a lot of us got this figured out. But essentially, if we know that this edge is 18, what would this be? 9. So you can do the area of the square, which I hope we all know how to do area of square, and subtract the circle. So it's really square minus circle to give you the awkward shaded region that's left over. Any questions from the first 2 pages? Yeah. Is it a length or is it an area? It's an area. What sort of label do areas get? Squared. Huh. If I make this 9, this is the pizza problem again. Just asking you a different question. And remember, this is the shaded because the copy machine does not like me. Right? This is the shaded, the awkward out here. But then this will hold true. What you figure out from this problem holds true always. If you have 2 circles that perfectly fit inside of a bigger circle, like 2 identical, by the way, reminder, there are 2 of the small circles. 2 of the small circles. Some of you acted like there was only 1. There are 2 of these. 2, just to say it one more time. Again, if you have L question mark out here, that means labeling issues. Because volume is going to get what kind of label? Hey, Owen, what you're doing right now is just not appropriate. Yeah, this one goes area, volume, and then back to surface area. This one just goes area, surface area, then volume to try to keep you on your toes. And then one of the, probably the most missed question, aside from issues with labels from other people. Guys, look up here. Your front face. I'm going to add some colors to this stuff. I'm really debating highlighter versus marker. Let's go highlighter. Your front face is what kind of shape? That uses what dimensions? 24 and 12. Right? Your back face. You can't see that one. What sort of shape would that back face be? It's the rectangle back there that uses the dimensions 26 and 12. Your front and your back are not the same here. Some of you fell in the trap of thinking that this is a prism. Well, it is. But prisms only have 2 matching faces necessarily. What you were thinking of is when we were talking about rectangular prisms, where the front is the back, the top is the bottom, the left is the right, that they're all identical. We got to turn our brain on here. This is not identical front to back, left to right. There's a right and there is no left. Because this is a triangular prism. I don't know why you're doing your homework instead of listening. I'm trying to help you make your revisions easier, and you're just ignoring me. I don't understand. Because then you're going to come and ask me for help later. I'm going to be frustrated because of this moment right now. The back is not the same as the front. And the top is what kind of shape? It's a triangle, so that's going to involve base times height, and then divide by 2, or multiply by 1/2. And volume, area of the triangle, times the height. So times that 12. If you want to see the answers to the just for fun, because, I mean, why not? And be able to go back and ask yourself, like, wait a minute, why? Because some of these are going to be surprising. How many square inches are in a square foot? Shout it out if you think you know it.
12 squared. 144.
144. Put that to here. Hold on. We'll do this. I'm going to fold this in half. I know, it's time to go to lunch, but no, I'm still in the minute. How many cubic inches are in a cubic foot? 1,728. How many, I got to keep moving. How many square feet are in a square yard? 9. because it's 3 by 3. How many cubic feet are in a cubic yard? 27. How many square centimeters in a square meter? 10,000. How many cubic centimeters in a cubic meter? 1,000,000. All right, have a great day. Corrections on a separate piece of paper, please. Amir, I need that back.